Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
Well, Rachel, we are loving your new song, Show Up. And it's loving everything, Rachel, because it's brand new. You've got a brand new name. You've got a brand new management organisation, Centricity Music. And of course, this new single as well, Show Up. It must be like a lot all at once for you.
It really is. It's incredible. And I am so thankful for all the new. It just feels like God has been gifting me truly with this new season. And so I'm just soaking it up. I've just been celebrating and enjoying it, you know.
Awesome.
Rachel, you've obviously got an amazing voice. When you were young, did you know you were going to be a Christian artist, or did you think maybe initially you'd be a secular artist? Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, I grew up in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, which are y'all familiar with the Muscle Shoals story at all?
Oh, no, tell us.
Yes. Okay. This is a treat. So some of the greatest music in Motown, so Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, Allman Brothers, the list goes on and on, came out of my little town. Who would have thought in Alabama? You've got to watch the documentary called Muscle Shoals. You can deep dive. It's incredible. But, you know, the thing about that town and all that music, you know, there's so much soul in that sound. And I feel like ever since I was a little girl, that DNA has just been in my blood, in my bones. And I grew up in a Christian household. My parents are Christians and also music junkies. And so we were listening from, you know, Kirk Franklin to Aretha Franklin, I guess, too. And, you know, and also lots of funk and then country. And I started writing songs in middle school, and I had taken piano lessons as a little girl. And so I just actually started playing out with my piano in high school. And so any restaurants or, you know, corporate events or whatever, I would ask anyone, you know, I want to play in the corner of your restaurant. I'll just play for tips. But I just absolutely loved writing my own songs and performing them. And then I would do covers as well to, you know, appease, you know, the people in the restaurants. But I have just always, you know, been a songbird. But, you know, I ended up giving my life to Christ in college, which was a really huge deal, you know, growing up in a Christian home. But I really fell away from the Lord throughout some of high school and part of college, and then had a huge, just radical moment with the Lord. I would say returning kind of as a prodigal daughter, and really changed my life. And I ended up moving to Nashville the next year. So I graduate college and I moved to Nashville. And I ended up signing a country deal per a relationship that a mentor really that I'd had who met me when I was younger. And I was really thankful for that. You know, being able to do country music in the heart of Nashville is, you know, it's incredible. And to learn how to write songs as well as, you know, those people is absolutely incredible. And then end of 2022, God made it really, really clear that I was supposed to move into Christian music. And I tell you what, Andy, to answer your question, it was just like, it was like everything in my whole life had been leading up to releasing this kind of music. And I feel like I'm just sitting in the palm of God's hand and just releasing, like, it's the easiest in a way thing that I've ever done, because it's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So a lot led me here, but I'm so thankful.
I love it how God uses those experiences. He's been building you up to this moment. And as I listen to your song, Rachel, I can just hear a heart for people in the lyrics of the song. Like, you can just tell you've been writing it for someone. Some days it takes more to get out of bed than I bargained for, than I've got to give. Sometimes it feels like it's all gone wrong. It's wearing thin. Faith I'm running on is so thin. Tell me, Rachel, who are you writing that song for?
Well, I didn't know I was writing it for me.
I feel like you're writing it for everybody.
Right. But truly, I am really blessed to have a lot of great girlfriends in my life who point me to the Lord. And I feel like I had in mind one particular friend who she's a mom of two and a doctor here in
Wow.
Nashville. And yeah, she's a women's cancer doctor, and she is absolutely incredible. And, I've helped watch her kids for her some, and just seeing the way that she uh, is running on all cylinders, being a wife, being a mom, being a professional. And, I'm like, man, what does someone like her need to hear? And she just really inspires me, holding on to her faith and, going to the Lord even when it's really hard. And so, really, anyone can relate to the song, but I do think about people like her.
It's incredible, isn't it? Because there are so many people running on empty, and to know that God is going to show up and to state that in faith at the beginning of the day, Andy, incredible.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're on the beginning of this new journey into Christian music. We're really looking forward to seeing what songs come out in the future. Now, you mentioned a couple of artists who inspired you when you were younger. Have you got any others who you used to listen to when you were young, or even in the last couple of years have really inspired you in your journey into Christian music?
Yeah, so many when I was younger. Adele was a huge one for me. I loved her. Sarah Bareilles, I really loved her. Carole King, um, so many in the soul space, but now, gosh, I really love Madison Ryan Ward. She has really inspired me lately in the CCM realm. She's amazing. And yeah, she's been one of the biggest ones. Another one is Riley Clemens. She's absolutely incredible, and she's become a friend to me here in Nashville. But yeah, those are just a few.
Oh, I love that. It's so interesting to hear who you're taking inspiration from, and now you're becoming an inspiration to the next generation. Rachel, I'm wondering, there will be girls out there, including my own, who have got a gift on their life, and they are in that sort of 12 to 15, and they're saying, hey, I'd love to be where Rachel is one day. I can play a bit of keys, I can sing. What's the next step for me? What would you say to a girl like that today, or a boy who's listening along?
Yeah, I would just one, write as much as you can, even if it's not quite music.
Yeah.
Every single day, just write what you're feeling, what you're going through. That's advice that was given to me by a prolific songwriter, Tom Douglas. He's incredible. And, he said, I write every single day, even if I feel like I've got nothing to say. It's so good to strengthen and exercise that muscle. And then, I would say, trust the Lord. He is so good. And, I did spend a lot of years not trusting the Lord. And when I did, that is when everything really started rolling. And he is so good and so faithful to take care of us way ahead of time. Yeah. And trusting him. And you know what? He was the one who really pulled me to move to Nashville. And I would say, even if you live really far and God is calling you to move somewhere, it may not be Nashville, but wherever, risking it, taking a risk for the Lord, it is so worth it. So, writing and trusting him for sure.
Rachel, that is gold. And it does say in the Bible, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. And I can see that in your life. You're living that right now. A couple of fun questions for you. One, I heard that you've been in a marching band when you were younger. Surely you didn't take the piano with you. What was it that you were marching with?
Yes, I love that. So in the marching band, I was in the percussion ensemble.
Smart.
The pit. So I'm standing still, but I was playing the marimba, and I loved it. I am still a band nerd. I absolutely love, I don't play the marimba really anymore, but I would love to pick it back up and bring it in a show or something.
I played the piccolo, so I chose like the smallest, lightest instrument in the marching band because it was very fun though. It's a wonderful place to get your roots.
So I've got a question for you, Rachel.
Oh.
So for us Aussies, a lot of us have heard of Alabama. We don't know much about it.
yes.
Sell us Alabama. Tell us why Alabama is the greatest state. Do you believe it's the greatest state in America? And if so, why?
My family would definitely say that. My family is all Roll Tide fishing. My husband is a hunter, and I believe the more that I live in the city, the more I love the slow paced living in a small town in Alabama. The stillness, being out in nature with the Lord. But particularly my hometown is pretty cool, having that iconic studio. So I would say Alabama is pretty great for someone who loves the outdoors and loves to slow down a little bit.
And music. It sounds like it's got all bases covered there. I like it. What does your husband like?
Yeah.
Your husband, is he an Alabama boy as well, is he?
So he actually goes down and fishes with my dad pretty often, but my husband's actually Montana.
Okay.
So he's a different kind of country bumpkin, I guess as we'd say. But he's Northwest, and he ended up moving to Nashville for school and ended up meeting me and marrying his Southern Belle. So God had to bring him a long way.
God's blessed both of you, I'm sure. So, what does he like hunting with your pop? Does he like hunting hogs?
Noah likes duck hunting and I guess classic deer hunting, but he likes bow hunting too.
You'd have to know what to do with that at the end of it. Do you know what to do, Rachel, when they bring it home? I wouldn't have a clue.
I know. I'm not as familiar with hog hunting, but I know it's a big deal.
Well, Rachel, we have so loved having a chat with you this morning. We are so excited about Show Up. What's next with Rachel? What's the next song we can expect to hear from you?
This Friday, my song Show Up has a version coming out that we did in Muscle Shoals. So it's going to be Show Up, the Muscle Shoals version. That's going to kick off some more music that's coming. So it'll be out this Friday. So I'm so excited for that.
Okay, well, we are going to get a copy of it, Rachel, because we are not going to be behind everyone else. And I noticed on Instagram that you're looking for a new name for your fan group. So you've got the Mac Pack that it was. We thought we'd have a go at a couple to see whether or not we're making the grade. Have you got one yet? Are you still on the hunt?
I'm writing them down right now. Tell me.
Okay, well, if we get it, we do want, that means we own you. Like we want Rachel will be part of it. The Purcell posse, maybe?
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I love them.
Oh, that's good. Or the Purcell pack. I mean, that's pretty simple. Or
it's pretty good.
That's pretty basic. Like it's simple, catchy. You've got a couple of P's. Purcell essence. Which
that's so good.
Or the last one I had was Purcellites, which sounds a bit like biblical because, you have the Hittites, the Jebusites, and the Purcellites. So I don't know if that makes you a good or bad.
Here's my one, Rachel, the Percys. Just abbreviate. The Percys.
That's very Australian.
In Australia, we like to abbreviate every word, Rachel. So if your name is Barra, you become Bazza. If your name's Sharon, you become Shazza. So, the Percys would work in Australia, that's for sure.
That's amazing. Thank y'all so much. I wrote all these down.
Oh, good. Okay, well, we'll be following along on Instagram, so we'll look forward to what you choose. We'll have to get some merch.
Thank you. And thanks for your support.
No, we love it. We're very excited. And keep in touch, Rachel. We would love to hear more and chat to you more. It's wonderful. Very exciting. We love your song.
Thank you. I love y'all too. Thank you.
Thanks so much, hon. Bye.
God bless you.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.